That's you.
Hello, this is the Illinois Paranormalists. We've been doing this for like 8 years, investigating different different sites. And tonight we are doing our first live broadcast.
So bear with us.
So bear with us if we make mistakes. But my name is Paul Schmidt. I'm the leader of the group. I have been doing this for, it's going to be 8 years this summer. And I'm going to let my other people introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Leslie, and I am also an investigator with the group. And I have been with the group since its conception and really enjoy ghost hunting with everybody. We have a great time. We love talking about it, hence why we are here tonight. And I will move it on over to Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine, and I have been ghost hunting for probably 14, 15 years. I've been with this group since the beginning as well, and yeah, we have fun. We enjoy investigating, and we love going to these different places, and this is a perfect example of a very unique place that we've gone to. And we just love the history and finding things that are there.
And we have two special guests tonight, Shauna and Jake, who were really involved with the Goldenrod. And I will let them introduce themselves and tell us what how they're involved.
Go ahead.
My name is Shauna,
Uh-oh.
and I've been investigating for probably about 18 years, I think. And I was a volunteer caretaker for the Goldenrod. And basically, in 2013, I just stalked him and hunted him down and said, "Hey, I'm going to be your new best friend, and I'm going on your boat. Please and thank you."
Yeah, and I'm Jake. I'm currently the vice president of the Historic Riverboat Preservation Association for the nonprofit associated with the Goldenrod, or was with the Goldenrod. I've been with them since 2011. Currently still running as a nonprofit. A few things are in the works right now, but yeah, like Shauna said, she's been with the nonprofit since 2013, since she stalked and found me. So I do a lot of the history stuff with the Goldenrod. We have a lot of the uh, items still in storage. So I'll be doing all your history questions or nonprofit, and Shauna, of course, has been always taking care of our paranormal department. So she's all on top of that.
Okay, I just want to let you guys know I do hear that echo. People in the live stream, let us know if you're hearing them doubled up, and I'm going to try to get it sorted out over here. Yeah, it's weird.
All right. Well, we're so glad you guys are with us tonight. This is very exciting. And it's been a long time since we actually visited the Goldenrod. So I've had to go into my mental Rolodex today and remember all the stuff that went on there. But we're really excited to have you guys. So if you guys wanted to give us a little bit of the history of the boat and some of the experiences that you all were having, we'd really appreciate it.
Well, if you want history, I can tell you the boat was built in 1909, which is 3 years older than the Titanic. So that's what really gets people's minds going, is how old that thing really was. Um, it was built as the largest showboat ever built, at I think 200 feet long, 75-foot wide was the original dimensions. It ended up being 250 feet long, um, with the barge that was installed later on. The Goldenrod was built to last about 10 to 15 years at the maximum. They were considered throwaway vessels because of the wooden hull. They just did not last. So to say we had the Goldenrod for as long as we did, to 2017, uh, was something really amazing, to have that piece of history. Um, Other than that, I mean, we've had a lot of history with the Goldenrod. Its time, it traveled the river system, the Ohio River system, Mississippi, Illinois, Missouri. It used to reach 13 states a year in its heyday. It came to the St. Louis area in 1947. At that time, a metal hull was installed, and that's what is actually still left of the Goldenrod in Campsville. You can still see today is that hull that was installed in 47. Past that, it stayed stationary in St. Louis until 89, and then it was bought by the city of St. Charles, and it moved to St. Charles in 91, 92, somewhere around there. Had a tenure of about 10, 11 years in St. Charles. It was closed permanently in 2001 due to some problems with the hull. It landed on the bottom of the Missouri River. After that, it was moved to Campsville, and that's where our nonprofit started. Was in 2008. Like I said, I've been with the nonprofit since 2011. But Shauna can give you all the other fun stuff.
Man. Where do you even start? Well, I can say like my first experience in there, looking at it from the outside, and you guys, would probably be able to um, confirm this too. When you're looking at it from the outside, uh, whenever you walk inside, it's this whole different world in there. Um, it kind of feel like stepping into a time capsule, and time just moved way differently in there. You would spend several hours in there and not even feel like you were in there, but for maybe a couple of hours. And maybe time did move differently in there. Who knows? I don't know how that works, but you could almost feel the energy in the different places in the boat. The energy was just really different. You could almost just feel it, wrapping you up. It was really easy to get lost in there and not, like lost mentally, lost emotionally. Um, I mean, I have seen so many things, felt so many things in there. Uh, I saw Captain Minky, but not Captain Minky at in his older years, but it looked exactly like him, but just the color of his hair was different. So maybe I thought first it might have been his brother, one of his brothers, but it definitely looked like him. And man, I mean, pretty much everything. See things in there, apparitions, um, balls of light, moving around in real time, shadows, and hear voices out loud, and and sometimes you can just really get wrapped up emotionally too. There was a lot of different energy in there.
Yeah, I can remember the thing that always shocked us is we were driving along to get there and came through the woods around a bend, and here's this huge showboat.
Yeah, just on the side of the road.
Yeah, just on the, well, not on the road, but,
Close.
along the
Yeah.
road, and we were just shocked. And it was so beautiful.
Massive.
And
It was very massive.
we were so impressed.
It was huge. I mean, in when you got inside and you started walking through it, like you can't even believe the size of this place. And it was, I mean, you could just tell that back in the day, it was really something else. So
Definitely.
I'm really glad we got to go check it out.
Jay, could you explain kind of like what the showboat was and the different performances and stuff, whatever that would be there?
So I got a few different things here. I don't know how well this will actually show up on camera, but this here would be in the theater back in the early 1900s, and you can tell it was a completely different atmosphere than what we all got to witness on board the Showboat. You got to remember the time that the Goldenrod was operating the rivers was during the Depression. And that's when it really uh, became so popular. And the reason why is it was an escape for the American people. The American people during this time that it was traveling were going through so many hardships, so many different things that the Goldenrod, when it came with what you would call a scream. They had a calliope on top of the vessel, and if you've never heard a steam calliope or calliope, whichever one you want to pronounce, I know there's probably people going to be yelling at me for that, but if you've never heard one, you can hear it about 5 miles away. They're very loud, but that's what would scream down the rivers to announce the arrival of the Showboat, and it would bring different plays, different uh, realities, and they did the melodrama, they did the villain, the hero, the American, we call it Americana, the that theater history that really brought up the 30s, the 40s, the 50s in that type of that play, and what it was an escape. It was something fun. It was edgy for the times. The melodramas they didn't really have in theaters. They didn't do things like this very often. So the Showboat was a nice escape for people from their daily lives. So when people talk about it at the time, it was maybe like you could compare it to going to on vacation today, going to Disney World, escaping the realities of today for a nice brief minute. Um, the Goldenrod was advertised as lit with, I think, 1,500 light bulbs heated with uh, steam and cooled by electricity. And that was one of the original advertisements. And what that was they had a few fans in there. So, cooled by electricity, not air conditioning or anything, but they were uh, pretty neat with their advertising, but it never had an engine on it. It never had its own engine. It was always pushed around by another paddle wheeler at the time, and it went through many different paddle wheelers. But it has so much history in it. And here's a really good photo. I don't know how well that would actually show up on the screen there, but we have this collection here of so many different items that we can see the history. We have photos here of when it was on fire in the early 60s in St. Louis. Um, this thing survived so many devastating blows that I don't know how it survived to 2017, to be honest. Um, it's just wild to even think about.
I was watching a show the other day, and they said the steamboats would only last 3 to 6 years usually, like the ones that
Right.
were running. So I was thinking about the boat, and I was like, man, how did that last for so long?
Right. And like I said, this one was early estimates. I said 10 to 15. But I think 5 years into the Showboat's existence, it landed on a sand barge, and they almost called it quits there. But it, I don't know how it lasted so long.
When I was there, I remember, were you guys saying that Red Buttons, he started there or something? Or
Red
Red
Skeleton.
Skull.
Red Skeleton.
Red Skeleton. Was his Red somebody?
Red Skeleton.
Like, he
Oh,
was
here you
work-
go. Here, yeah, 1910. So it was built in 1909. 1910, it crashes into a sandbar. That cost $21,000. You got to remember
Wow.
the boat itself cost $75,000 to build.
Wow.
So first year operation, they crash into a sandbar. There's 21,000. 3 years later, it crashes into a luxury steamer. There's another $15,000.
Whoops.
So they didn't last very long for certain reasons.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We got to go see it.
I know.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Now, Paul, you went what, 3 times?
I was there like 3 times.
I went once, and Christine, I think you were with me the one time, and Paul and Tuesday. I think that was
Yes.
it.
Tuesday is a woman, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, just driving up there, taking the ferry
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
across. It was just,
We had quite the
and
experience.
like I said, driving through, like we were coming out of the woods, and here's this huge, huge boat
Right.
sitting by the side, and we were like, oh my God, that's it. And of course, we were there to ghost hunt, but it just impressed the heck out of us.
Yeah. And to like actually get up inside there, and we got there when it was still daylight, so we were able to kind of like enjoy it in the daylight and really get to look around and see all that it had to offer. But I'll tell you what, when it got dark, that theater was pitch black.
Well, it was all boarded up.
Yeah, there was no
There
windows.
was no light, no windows.
And it wasn't on water, right?
No, it was just on the ground.
So it was a bit of a climb to get on it too.
Yeah, yeah, kind of a hike. But yeah, it was just so cool. We got so. If you go to our webpage and look at all the times that we were at Goldenrod, we have so much evidence from that place. Tons of EVPs. I don't think we really caught anything on camera there. I remember at one point when we were in the auditorium, I did see a red light kind of float along the wall. And I didn't know if my eyes were messing with me because it was so dark in there, but it was like this like red light just kind of.
Yeah, you were the only one that saw it, but you kept seeing it.
Yeah.
And
So maybe it's
Shauna
just.
had said that that was something that happened frequently to people. So
Yeah, not just to me, but then there was another team that came to visit, Three Girls in the Dark, and they were noticing it during the walkthrough. And they were just like, they were noticing it while we were kind of talking about and kind of doing the tour. And then they were like, I was gonna wait, but then they were seeing the same thing, and it was a red one, and it was always in the showroom
yeah,
when I saw it.
I actually noticed one of the people tuning in. She said she worked there while it was in St. Charles. That's pretty cool. So she got to see it in its, former glory. That's awesome.
Would have
Yeah.
loved to have done that.
What year that was that you worked there?
Yeah, Stephanie, if you're still on, can you tell us what year it was that you worked on the Goldenrod? We would love to know.
So I almost saw the inside of it one time. I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when we went on a school field trip, right? And
Oh, wow.
I think, and I would have seen it, but I think we were going to go on it, but there was something going on and we either didn't have time, but I think there was like a floating McDonald's somewhere too. Yeah, and I think we ended up having time for that, but not to go, on the going around. And as a young kid, it would have been a really cool experience, because I would have never seen anything like that before, and would definitely mean something different then than it would now. I would appreciate it a whole lot more.
Right.
But,
yeah.
yeah, I have pictures, but whenever you go in there, if you let yourself just kind of kick back and chill and just really concentrate, you can still feel how busy, how active it was. It's still,
The energy.
Yeah.
still pretty active in there like that.
I still talk about taking my kids down to the Shedd Aquarium in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited. I waited till they were old enough to enjoy it, took them down to see the beluga whales. And 6 months later, I'm like, do you remember going to see the whales? I'm like, no, what whales? But then they said, the day we went to McDonald's. And I was like, okay, wasted this trip.
Quite the core memory.
Yeah, that's
Sounds like
That's
you should
what
have
they
taken 'em to
thought was
McDonald's more
important.
often.
So it looks like Stephanie said that she worked there from 93 to 95. So that's awesome.
Wow.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So do we want to talk about like some of the I just what like the EVPs and stuff we got.
Well, let's let them talk
sorry.
about the hauntings. Jake and Shauna, tell us all about the experience you've had with the ghosts.
Well, I can tell you a few things. I don't know if Shauna knows all of the stuff I've had because when I first started with the nonprofit, I was assigned the role of caretaker, and that's because we were so close to the showboat rather than the rest of the board who was down in St. Louis. So we had a job to secure the goldenrod, to keep people away from it, and that was a full time job in itself. But there was different times that we would go on board to check, and of course we were the crazy ones that we would lock it up so tight it would take us a half hour to reopen the boat to see if anyone broke into the boat. So um, those days were interesting enough, but there was one time I did get on board, which still ponders me to this day, that we got on board and someone had broke on. We knew that someone broke on. There was stuff kind of scattered everywhere. And the interesting thing is it was appeared to be a theft because we noticed there was a lot of stuff at the front door, um, but nothing was stolen. When we went into the theater, we noticed all the lights have been taken down off of the front or off the balcony. All the lights were taken down. All the and we found a pile of tools by one table on the balcony, and but all the lights were still there. And so we found it interesting that for whatever reason, reason unknown, they dropped all their things in the auditorium
Hmm.
and just took off. And so I called that the captain's table from that point on because I'm like, well, someone had to be here, to really
Yeah.
scare these people off. And I mean, at that time, we had these little screamers on board that would, sound an alarm if they saw motion. That didn't scare them or anything, but whatever it was, that scared them there. And the other one was um, in the or the upstairs ballroom. Same situation. People were taking light fixtures down, except for that one. We had found a knife from the kitchen just dropped in the middle of the room. And, again, a pile of tools, nothing stolen, but they left everything and we had free tools out of the deal. So, um, whatever, that was the first time I sat around. I thought, I wonder what's going on here. And that's, me being naive teenager. I was, 19, 20 years old at the time. And I'm sitting there going, we have a really good security system here. And then my buddy was like, are you sure it was a security system? I'm like, okay, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. But that was one of the first things I'm like, this is pretty cool, Um,
They were protecting the place.
yeah, and I don't know if Veronica is on or not, if she saw it or not, but there's different instances of something, very similar accounts in different books. Um, Jim Siegel, I think, is the author of one of them that historically has a lot of the stuff from St. Charles in it, where people have discussed similar things that have happened. But that was the first time I was kind of sitting there questioning myself, going, what's happening? But that was the first thing. There's different things that's happened over time, but Shauna's got all the good stuff past that. That Shauna
Well,
knows
let me
everything past that. So
let me just add that the opposite of what you did, finding the tools. When we were there, and I left a recorder in the ticket office place, and oh my God, it sounded like someone was using a sledgehammer to dismantle the boat. And of course, there was nobody there. And we were there. We were, back in the rest of the boat, heard nothing. But oh my God, I got recordings like you wouldn't believe of bang, bang, all this stuff. And I'm like, what in the heck?
Like, how did we not
So,
hear that?
yeah, how do we not hear that?
It was
And
loud.
so go ahead, Shauna.
Yeah, I've heard some just weird noises. Like on there, and especially, since it was an old boat, you were going to get boat noises,
Right.
uh, especially with change of temperature and just things settling and stuff like that. But, footsteps, we always had a lot of those. But there was this one time I was on there. I don't remember who I was on there with, but whenever I listened to the audio, it sounded like someone walking across the showroom floor with bare, wet feet.
Hmm.
Huh.
Just whack, swack. It's like, ugh. It was like this. It's like, oh my God, what's that? But I was there, whoever I was there with, I left the recorder sitting in the showroom, and we went outside just to, get some air and basically just said, hey, we're gonna, go outside, leave you guys, to do your thing. We're gonna give you a break and we're gonna go outside. And so we were out there for probably 20 minutes, and not only did we hear like the I heard the wet beep sound walking on like sticky carpet, like muddy sticky carpet, and of course it was dry in there, so no idea. But then it also sounded like someone was like they stopped like right where my recorder was, and then yeah, you could hear somebody breathing. And now, in order for somebody to get on the boat, when stuff like especially in broad daylight, and our cars were out there,
Mm-hmm.
so anybody that's going to come up and get on the boat whenever people are already there without permission that's pretty dumb.
It did happen once.
But it does happen. Like they come in on the riverside,
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey, how's it going?"
It
Hi.
really does scare them when they are trying to climb aboard of a vessel that they think is completely abandoned, and you pop your head out the side.
Oh yeah.
They do move pretty quickly, and you get a whole bunch of stutters and excuses and everything else. But oh no, you can really scare some people doing that. But
Well,
like Shauna said, that goldenrod, it would at times make these loud pops, and it was, you got to remember the wood that was supporting the goldenrod was ancient, 1909,
right.
completely dried out, and there was a lot of movement, and it took time to get used to that, and over time you did understand what was a boat noise and then what noises that you could question, or is Jake running to the front deck because he's tired of people messing with him, because that's where I don't know, you guys remember or not, that's usually where I was, front deck.
Oh yeah, Paul, remember? Um, you were you showed up. It was like one of the last investigations. You showed up with your son,
Mm-hmm.
and I hadn't gotten there yet. And then um, Jake was there. I think he left you guys on your own because you had a big shadow figure come up on you in the lobby, and you're like, nope.
Stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
I like outside.
It's like I'll be on the deck.
Well, I remember the guy in the wheelchair that looked like a tank or something.
Yeah, it was still daylight, and he realized we were over there, and I believe it was a neighbor. He come wheeling over. It was electric.
I got the crossbow aimed at me.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
And
I think so.
I think he was just looking out for the boat and making sure that we weren't trespassing, but we seem to have, it has not happened in a while, but we had quite the streak of people coming and breaking in where we were at,
Yes.
or showing up while we were hunting for a while. So that hasn't,
Yeah.
I better knock on wood, because
Yeah, we also at the Goldenrod had the conservation police show up because
Nope.
Shauna had notified
yes.
the real
Yeah.
police.
Yep.
The conservation police showed up, and
Yep.
it happens to us all the time.
Yeah. We're blessed like that.
So one of them was just like, what do you guys, and then the other one I think was kind of interested, right? And so he was wanting to like get on there. And then the other
Yeah.
one's like, no, man. And I
No.
was like, look, I've already called, the local, law enforcement, they know I'm here in case they get any calls. I was like, but like I have keys, like I'm legally able to be here. So, and I think, they ended up riding the ferry back across too with me. But yeah, that one of them, he was real interested. He wanted to get in there,
Yeah.
and I think he was trying to like on the download, trying to let me know, hey, let me go in there sometime when
Yeah.
he's not around. And so
We have that happen too. Yeah.
Yeah.
People want to come on, police, whatever, no matter where we're at.
Now,
But
Christine, your crazy self climbed up on top of the roof
right.
of the Goldenrod
Yeah.
through like
With Shauna.
just a little.
that was just me.
Yeah.
I was not about that life
That was the
that
first time
night.
that you were like laying on the top, watch, because it's so dark at these places. So it's
The stars were
Yes.
amazing.
amazing. I got
'Cause there was no
full
outside light.
photographs.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. What were we climbing through? It was like a
A scuttle.
Weird
Two
passage
doorways.
up into the
straight up.
what's the Becky Thatcher, whatever was what they
Like
call
a
it.
scuttle
top.
hole almost, wasn't it?
I don't know, scuttle
It was funny because I went up with that with her
Yeah,
and
you went too. You were
right
you were
and
behind.
Shauna,
I did not because
and then
there was-
yes, Leslie
I was a
and
wuss.
Tuesday were scared, so I went back downstairs.
well, I didn't really want to fall and break my leg on.
Lame.
I know.
Oh yeah, right.
I know.
It was worth it. Definitely
mean,
worth
But
it.
it was worth it. It was
Yes,
cool.
It was beautiful up there.
I
That
mean,
was
I
the best
hunt
place.
ghosts. Isn't that brave enough? Jeez.
It's not.
I've been on that roof so many times, I can't even count. I will say this though, if you wanted to get up there, if you wanted to get out, like down in a hurry, or if you wanted to get up there in a hurry, because you're in this creepy like hallway.
Yeah.
I always hated to be back there, day or night, didn't matter. But I always had to go first, and there always had to be someone, behind me, because anytime I'm behind, doesn't matter. Something's coming at me, or I'm getting touched or grabbed, or whatever. And but there was really no safe way to climb up there.
Yeah.
It was a chair.
No, it was
Chair
pretty
in the middle of the
difficult.
Yeah.
It was super sketchy, guys. Let's be honest.
It was sketchy.
was.
It was super sketchy.
It was like there was like this chair
Make
that
good
you got
choices.
on, and a bookcase that you kind of had to
Yeah,
use.
sure.
Right.
There you go. Samantha's done it.
Oh, Samantha.
Yeah,
Samantha.
caretaker too.
Wow. You guys are brave.
Yes.
I'm not. I didn't judge it. I knew my limitations.
Same.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just got to know who you are, guys.
No,
Gotta live a
yes.
little, guys. Gotta live a little.
But I know we were up there, and I said I looked down to the hole, and here's Leslie and Tuesday going, "Help!"
Oh yeah, something
Okay.
scared you guys when we were up
Yes,
there, and we
so
could
I
not
went
get
back
down there
down.
fast.
Right. They couldn't get down there fast. To
She
save
didn't
us.
want to get down. She was laying on her back
It's like, let him take him
on the
away.
roof. Yes,
They can have
let 'em
her.
have me.
Sean and I were having moments up there of
talks
just
too
watching
much.
the stars.
That was like the best place to watch meteor showers and moonrises, and
I can get the same view off the front dock.
Yep.
Front deck.
Amen.
I can look.
That's right.
Be different.
So should we go through some of our evidence that we caught?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian.
What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, Brian. Let's do it.
What do we want to hear first?
Mama.
All right.
Well, you're not supposed to tell him what it is before you play it.
We gotta
He
tell
has to
Brian.
know
Yeah.
which EVP to play.
Number one.
This.
It's warm up there, so today it's going to be like at least 1 degree warmer up there. What time is it, Paul? Do you know?
You hear it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, it says Mama, and we believe it's because Christine had just made the comment that she wished she hadn't seen the movie Mama.
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 Night, or Bamba, the night
It was
before,
a
I'm
horror
sorry.
Movie, yes,
It was a horror story, and after she said that, then you hear Mama.
Mama. Yeah.
And there were no, I mean, you two can confirm this, but there were never any children's ghosts associated with the Goldenrod. So, but it was pretty
Personally, I
funny.
think they were just messing with Christine.
Yeah, we think they were just messing with Christine.
Honestly, anything that sounds like a kid, I don't believe they're a kid. I think they're just somebody playing with us,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
just to make
See,
us feel.
kids are always that's that's usually what I get interaction with the most. So on the boat, I never, not once, felt any child energy, and for me, that's saying something. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's what I get the most of. And so whenever that EVP surfaced, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then just after that, I was just really trying hard to find it. And, the only thing that I could chalk it up to is, I don't know how many people, it's documented to, if there's anybody that's passed away on there that's maybe not documented or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, or someone, and then also, there could be some passing through. A place doesn't have to have someone die in it to be haunted. So,
Right.
they can travel with people and the things and maybe, just attached to the land, or it could be anything. I never, not in that whole entire time from start to finish, ever felt a child on there. So I was so shocked when that one happened.
It was weird.
Hi, Jason. I just want to say
Hi,
He's
Jason.
another of our tip members.
We should probably ask if there's any questions.
Do we want to
right
do
now.
the watch it though?
Can we play that one again, though? I think people might
Oh.
want to hear
Oh,
it.
she wants to hear it again.
It's a good one.
There's a bit warmer. It's warm up there just from today. It's going to be like at least 1 degree warmer up there. What time is it, Paul? Do you know?
So weird. Maybe you have an attachment.
Ooh. Or I watched the movie. What?
Did you ask on the? Oh, you were asking on the. You asked what time it is, and I thought it was you, but it's not.
Oh,
It's a recorded you. Sorry.
Not sure what's going on right.
all right. Next one.
Do you have the one that says watch it?
Yeah.
This is probably my favorite EVP from the Goldenrod, and this is the one that I use to scare all of my friends. And it's a good one.
No, we don't do that.
So, can I set it up first, or okay? So we were actually all out on the front of the boat outside, and Paul had left a recorder in the area, like where I guess they would have had the buffet back in the day. And you had left your recorder in there, so you could hear us all talking in the distance, and then you hear like this, voice, loud whisper. I already said what it says, but just listen for it. And we think it says, watch it. So. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah?
That's a good one to scare your friends with, I
Yes.
don't believe.
Play it a couple more times, Brian.
Love it.
Did you say you cleaned that one up, Brian?
I'm sorry.
Did you say that you cleaned that one up?
Yeah, that's got some filters on it to get rid of.
Okay.
Like a burp right before? 'Cause
Yes, it
sounds like a-
was.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring that up, but yes, it was. Somebody
was.
belched.
Who
It
would
had
have?
to be you, because that's you.
No, I'm a lady.
Yeah, you're the
I'm a
belcher.
lady.
They said, excuse me, and then you hear it say, watch it. Maybe they didn't like the burping.
I didn't think it was a burp. I thought it was like somebody taking a deep breath or something. That's not a burp.
Yeah, good.
Anyway. Well, now it's not my favorite. I digress.
Funny favorite.
Maybe it
The
was
other-
someone exhaling
Rude.
before saying, watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other good thing is on those recordings, is Christine had left a bag of snacks on the table.
Go figure.
And you could hear the mice got into it. You could hear the mice in her bag of snacks.
I was very upset.
We didn't eat
Jason
didn't
said
eat the
It was
snacks.
you.
Yeah, we
Thanks,
didn't eat the
Jason.
snacks.
Without snacks,
Thanks,
people. That's
Thanks,
like a steak.
Jason.
It was.
We're big on snacks, but it was just pretty funny.
Well, ghost hunting and snacks go.
hand
Jason
in
spent
hand.
like $50 in
Every-
Yeah,
snacks. this
Jason, let's
weekend.
talk about that.
Every team lives on its snacks.
Yeah. Well, that's why we take breaks.
Yeah.
Energy.
So
Oh, right. Deb
There's energy.
knows.
Did we have any other good EVPs? We have so
One
many.
more.
I gave him a bunch of the like bangs and all
Okay.
that too.
Can we investigate this high school you keep talking
I know. Where's your high school at? Because I'm very interested.
Her hair and puppy ears.
Are you talking about ponytails?
What are puppy
I
ears?
think ponytails, like 2 ponytails.
I don't know. I thought those were piglet tails. I don't know.
Everybody's
Piglet tails.
Tails. Sorry.
Where are you from?
You know what?
South.
The South.
Yeah, Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
You know,
Represent.
if you hear her say like holler and all that, it's
Yeah, I know.
It's fun.
So which one do we want to hear next?
Let's hear some of the just the ones that are just noises.
I don't know.
These are from a recorder left by itself. We are the other end of the boat, and it's just bang. I had all kinds of recordings of bangs and knocks and all kinds of stuff.
Maybe it's big mice.
Big mice.
Big mice.
I did have a lot of snacks. But
They powered up.
Energized them.
I mean, it didn't pop that loud.
No,
That boat,
and
right?
we would have heard. I mean,
Yeah, we were
I
there.
can.
We would've
I
heard
know
it.
we can hear us talking, so we couldn't have been that far away. And that's a lot of stuff going on for us not to. There's a car going
Well,
by.
that's a car.
Yeah. So strange. Yeah, it sounds like they're tearing the place down, and it really wasn't windy that night either. So I don't think
No,
anything was blowing around or any doors.
this was just sitting up in the front
Yeah.
by the ticket booth or whatever, and there was no noise. And
I think I have
I've got all kinds of recordings of this, not just this, but
Paul and Christine will set out like multiple recorders.
yeah, we're a little sick.
That's my favorite part is listening to the after.
I mean, one time, was it here? I put out 5 or 6 recorders for 6 hours and had to listen. Of course, you got to listen to it all. So,
No, thank you.
I want to do that though. That's a lot.
No thanks.
yeah, you lied to us.
Whatever.
What did Jason say there? I can't see.
It happens a lot, though. There was one night it sounded like someone was just taking a sledgehammer and just hammering it
Right.
all.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems very
That'd be some pretty big critters.
moving things. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason says it could have been critters.
I think there was
Yeah, critters.
Big mean
Raccoons with
raccoons.
sledgehammers. Yeah, Jason. It's like when I
Jason's our debunker.
up at my parents' place up in Wisconsin. It was an old 150-year-old farmhouse, and I heard all kinds of bangings and stuff. And they told me it's squirrels. I'm like, yeah, squirrels with hammers, but no, it's not squirrels. But you know,
But we have a ton of evidence from there, so you can go to our website,
Tell me one night.
www.ghosttip.com or
yes, either
www.theillinoisparanormalist.com.
one.
Go check out our EVPs, and like I said, Paul's been multiple times, so there's multiple entries on there that you can go look and listen to some of these EVPs, because most of the evidence we catch is on our recorders. I know somebody was asking earlier, do we see like the outlines of ghosts a lot? No, not really. I mean, down in Mineral Springs last October, we thought we saw something peeking out of one of the doors. Honestly, that's probably maybe one of the first time I had actually like seen a figure like that in all these years. So
Yeah, it's rare to see apparitions.
yeah,
I get asked that every time I come back from a hunt. You know, did you see something? And it's like, no, we rarely ever do you see anything, but we get recordings. And just like last weekend, we were at Beardstown Opera House, and we didn't see anything, but we haven't listened to recordings yet to see if we heard anything.
right.
you get a lot of feelings. A lot of feelings are what you feel too. It's
Yeah.
like an uneasy feeling.
Sometimes you just feel like this weekend, just like my total goosebumps for no reason, and then it passes. So, yeah, it's fun. All the
Oh, we do it for fun.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
We don't
it's a lot
charge
of dust.
anything. We do it for fun.
Yeah.
Wait. You guys charged me.
No, we
I paid you. Yes, I remember paying you. So
no, we didn't.
Yes, there's no shortage of dust that we see, Deb.
Plus, I think we all just like hanging out together too. It's a lot of fun.
So I tell
Yeah.
people 50% ghost hunting, 50% hanging out with you.
I know we have a great time. How can you not?
I know, right?
And that's
Look what
actually
you
kind
get.
of our motto is we do professional investigations, but we have fun.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do it, if you're not having fun, why are you doing it?
Right.
Yes.
Preach.
But I had a little old lady put money in my hand, and I said, no, 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 no. We are here because this is what we do. And we have fun doing it, and I don't want money.
And it's just interesting. Yeah.
And actually, we lose a lot of money because ghost hunting is like all expense, very little income.
Yeah.
So,
It's fun when we validate it for people, that are just think they're crazy.
Yeah.
And we love when Shauna joins us.
Yes.
yes, we wish
She was at Mineral
us,
Springs with us last year.
and we wish she could have joined us last weekend.
I know. I wanted to be there. I tell you, Beardstown Opera House is really cool. I like the theater because it kind of reminds you of like the Showboat Theater. And
Yeah.
It
stuff like
does.
that. So I was a big fan of that place, and I had some good stuff happen there too. So
Shauna's our Southwest chapter of TIP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have the spiders reached you yet?
oh man, you guys, I wish you'd have been with me that first time that I went, because that was when I found out that spiders don't die, they hibernate.
Ugh.
And it looked like like a fun house, like someone just took something and just blew in all
Ooh.
this, like just all over the place, spider webs and like all these spider corpses and stuff. I was
Yeah.
like, God, they're dead,
We got to see him this last weekend.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm still finding spider webs on my clothes.
you're supposed to
But,
wash them.
Yeah, Paul.
We
Gotta
did.
wash it.
But Christine brought a broom to knock down the spider webs, but there's so many, you really can't do much.
Yeah.
Jason and I went down there first and didn't help.
I was there too, but I
I
didn't have
couldn't go there when it was warm. Like whenever I went, it was pretty cool, and they're like, it's like, oh my God, look at all these spiders, And I was like, oh, thank God they're dead,
Yeah.
Ugh.
They're just pretending.
Yes.
But
Someone just made a comment that when we were down in Beardstown, the city plays music in their town square.
Like all night.
All night. And it really
it's kind of annoying.
is annoying.
But
What?
when we first got there, they were playing the theme from the second Ghostbusters. And so I was pretty excited about that. So,
You get excited about anything.
well, because life is short, Paul.
Life is short, okay?
Just be glad you don't live in an apartment next to that.
I know.
You have to listen
Those
to that
poor
every night.
people. Anyway. All right.
Well, nothing beat our investigation of Scott Mansion with the rock concert
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, going on behind us.
right behind us.
The Bicentennial
Joliet,
Park.
downtown
On a
Joliet.
Thursday night, we had no idea there'd be a rock. I mean, who thinks there's going to be a rock concert on a Thursday night? But yeah, it was pretty rough.
So back to the Goldenrod.
Yes.
It is no longer. It burned.
Yeah, we didn't say that.
But you guys got a lot of the items out, right? Beforehand? I thought you guys were, because you knew it wasn't going to be able to be on the water again.
Yeah, after the hull had buckled, so I don't know. I know, Paul, you were there after we had moved the Showboat, but were you there before when it was actually on the river also?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have two groups of people, and it's hard to figure out which ones are which. But originally, the Showboat was straight down that lane, right there on the river. And so after it had gotten moved, the river was high when it was moved, and it landed. When the water came down, there was a tree underneath of it, and it buckled the hull. So at that point, the nonprofit said that we need to get out everything that we can get out, because there's going to be one or two things that we can do. Take apart the Showboat or reconstruct. Either way, we're going to need all the items taken out. So that's what we did at that point, was remove the interior. Pretty well gutted the interior of it. Everything we could that was historical to it was removed. A lot of stuff, old, just the frame structure itself, we didn't mess with any of that. But the press 10, um, light fixtures, stained glass, all that was taken out, um, just to preserve, the identity of the Goldenrod. So at the time that we're able to move forward with the nonprofit, we should be able to reconstruct the theater, the lobby, fairly easy. We have all the stuff for it, and it's all still locked up today. But so
I
yeah,
think we
we
should
have
go
everything from the
investigate that.
Yeah.
You
I
want
have a
to tell
I
me
have a
what-
piece in my ghost office that you gave me.
I was gonna say, would you steal it?
No, I didn't steal it. I love to keep saying I wouldn't have a piece of anything on my
Heck
house. I'm like,
no.
it's
need-
not. Nothing's
I
attached
don't
to
want
it.
anything following me home.
It's true.
Yeah, we did give away a lot of the just pieces of the structure itself, and I mean, it was a really cool keepsake, from the Goldenrod, and there were so many people attached to it. And I did. We have some extras at the storage shed still, but yeah, that was one of the things that a lot of people wanted to have, a piece of it, and that's what we did.
Oh, I love what I have, and I have a big picture of it above it, and then, oops, sorry, a piece of wood. The wood you gave me across the bottom. Then you put a little. What?
You're not
Yeah, I
supposed
still have those too.
Don't touch it. A little marker or whatever
Yeah.
on it. So
I have a beautiful picture of the goldenrod too that you had given me.
yes,
Yeah, it's in my.
the best picture still, and I sent it to Brian, of you. You're in front of it, and it's half of you,
Oh yeah,
A creepy picture.
and
it
it's
is
just
kind of
cool.
creepy.
My Blair Witch picture.
Yeah. I sent it to Brian. I don't know if he still got it.
It's okay. What's
But-
the coolest thing you found on the boat? Like something's like, oh, you found it like stuck in the floorboards or something. I don't know.
A body?
No.
No.
A body.
Skeleton. No.
Remember that was the weirdest thing we've ever had.
Yeah.
Was that SD card reappearing? We had
Oh, geez.
a very large break-in. So what happened is we had this break-in, and the craziest thing was we were cleaning up after it. I think was at the time the wheel was thrown over.
Yeah.
So the wheel was thrown over. We had just destruction, and we had a camera system on board. They took the cameras. They took any evidence that it was, and we were cleaning up. And Rita was the one sweeping the hallway there,
Oh.
and somehow the SD card from the camera system. I don't know how the camera system was. I mean, it was. We had field cams with hard cases, with padlocks on them. Okay, they took the whole thing. So I don't know how the SD card got out of the padlocked encasement onto the floor, but with that we were able to see who it was and send it over to the sheriff's department. And that was the strangest, because we were just baffled that A, we found it, and B, it's the evidence we need. So
You had some sleuthing spirits.
Yeah.
Well, you're surprised how dumb people are. I
that
mean,
too.
Are we?
I was a famous mansion we investigated up in Joliet. I found a page on Facebook. The people were posting with their full names about breaking into it. And I sent it I sent it to the owner, and he was just like, these people are idiots. I'm like, yeah. Yes.
You can't fix stupid. So
Yeah, you can't fix stupid.
You would be amazed how many groups that Sean and I are both in that we monitor. Okay, and these people get on there and they start talking about the show, but because I never really post anything Goldenrod,
Right.
Other people do, and they start talking about it. And then recently, I don't know a few months ago, someone started getting on there and talking about it, and well, we had a pretty good lead on to who the people were that burned it down.
Oh, wow.
because they started talking about it publicly, and they didn't
Jeez.
realize who I was, or uh, so. Uh, I commented, they commented back, and I'm like, I sent it to Sean. I'm like, have fun. But
Yeah, well, I
you know,
actually replied to these people and I said, well, you're talking about criminal trespass and it is against the law. And all of a sudden, a bunch of people dropped off of the page.
strange, isn't it?
But just amazing. And how they think it's okay to say, oh, yeah, we went and kicked in the back door. And I'm like, and you posted your full name? Idiots.
These people ask for permission to get on board.
Yeah.
We would take somebody on a tour. I mean, it's just the thing. It's cool to break and enter, I guess, but
Right.
So the moral of the story is if you don't belong there, stay out.
Right.
right.
And don't put it on Facebook.
And I told him, I said, I negotiated with the owner and we got into the house. You can do the same, but not just break in.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
What time is it? Oh,
we probably
now we're
You know,
supposed to do an
call.
hour, right?
Yeah, we probably should.
yeah, it's,
right.
it's an hour.
I agree, Jason.
Jason saying wrap it up.
No, he's saying no.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
No, I agree too, Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah.
So, any other questions we can answer?
Yeah, and any of them that we don't catch on here, I think we can go back and reply to them on
Yeah.
Facebook. So
Please send us messages or
Yeah.
questions.
If
and-
anybody has a place they want us to investigate, if they're interested, something going on in your home or business that you want us to investigate, we don't charge anything.
and we'll bring you snacks. So
Well,
Yes.
and we really want to thank Shauna and Jake
yes,
Yes.
for being on tonight.
absolutely.
'Cause they really added to this. We couldn't have done this just on our own.
No.
Yeah.
So thank you
Thank
both
you.
very much.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun, guys. It was good seeing you again.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And Jake, you should come out on a ghost hunt sometime when we
I
we
don't
seem to
think
be
he
down in that
wants
area a lot.
Yeah, we keep heading down
Yeah.
to the southwest.
Yeah.
Snacks and a chair for the front yard. I'll be all right.
All right, we'll let you watch the monitors. You can watch the
I'll
cameras.
watch for you.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, thanks everybody for, tuning in and watching, and we had a lot of fun, and we'll be coming back again probably very soon. We've got some really cool hunts coming up. We're going back to Sheboygan in May. Next month, we're going to the Sandwich Opera House. And then in June, we're going to the
The Edson,
The
which is
Edson.
a naval destroyer. It's now a museum.
Yep.
We get to sleep on board, so we're all psyched.
absolutely.
Yes. Very cool.
So we should have some really cool stuff to talk about. And so, yeah, keep an eye out for us with our new topics.
So thank you all very much
Thanks.
for joining us. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.